Hey, my name's Paul Tron, and in this tutorial I'll be showing you a little bit about controls and their events, just talking about that a little bit, and something to just keep in mind if you want to dive a little deeper. As a software engineer or developer or programmer, you'll be Googling things a lot. So just as a reference, you can go out and Google WinForms control events and just click on the first MSDN link, and just keep this in mind if you want to learn a little bit more about this than what I'm going to teach. But this tutorial I'm just going to teach you by doing, and I'm just going to show you how to make a calculator. So let's get started. So let's go down to Start and open up Visual Studio, just like we've done in the past. File, I want to create a new project, and I'm going to stick with the Windows Forms application. This time I'm going to change it though. Let's just call it calculator, and then I'll keep the defaults for all of this and click OK. Alright, so we have our blank canvas just like we have done a few times in the past. What we'll want to add is a button this time, and these things that I keep adding are called controls, and Microsoft has already made some controls for us. We can expand on this and make our own controls also, but we're not going to do that today, so let's just work with the controls that Microsoft's made for us. So I'm going to grab a button, I'm going to drag it onto the form, and this is going to be our equal button. So to see the properties of this button, you can either right click on properties, or you can just come down here, and there probably is properties down here already, but this is going to be our equal button. So I'll just change the text to an equal, and then I'm going to add some more buttons. I can either keep doing this, dragging them onto the form. Let's do one more. And this one is going to be a 0. And a little trick you can do is you can hold Control and just drag the button, and it'll actually make a copy of the button for you. So let's make this one decimal, and you can't really see that, so let's go up to the font and let's make that bold. That didn't help a lot, so let's also increase the size to something else. Alright, good enough. So let's add some more. Whoops. And I'm just holding Control, and this one's going to be a 1. So go down to text, make that one a 1, and I'm going to have to make these a little bit smaller. That'll be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we're also going to have to add on a text box. So what I'm going to do is just grab all these and highlight them and drag them down. And now I want to go back up to my toolbox and add a text box. And let's just add it right there. And then we'll also need to have a clear button. So I just copied that again holding the Control key, and I'll just add that there. And then we're just going to have to go one by one through all of these and update them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Alright, now we have to rename all of these controls so that we can remember what they are when we're actually in the code behind this application. So I'm going to just go one by one and rename them. So button 0, I'm going to rename that button 0 using what's called camel casing. So each word is capitalized except for the first word. Let's call this button decimal, button equal, button 1, button 2, button 3, button 4, button 5, button 6, button 7, button 8, button 9, button clear, and I just prefix it with what the control is, just so I can remember what it is when I'm again in the code behind. So this text box, I'm just going to call it text result, and I just realized that I'm missing a few the operators, so let's add a few more buttons. And the way I'll do that is, again, hold down control and drag another button, and I'll do it one more time. So let's just do something simple, and these buttons I'm just going to have them be add and subtract. And I also have to rename them to be button, this one's subtract, and this button is add. So if you remember, I talked about how when you double click on the form itself, it goes back and does something. What I meant by that was each control has some built-in events that you can utilize. So for example, if I double click on this control, it will automatically generate some code saying whenever I click on this button to run this code. So let's just do that, and it generated this section of code for me. So let's say we know that we clicked on button 0, so let's just say text result dot text is assigned to, and we're just going to append to it. So let's just say is assigned to text, the text that's already in there plus a 0. This maybe isn't the best practice for how I'm doing this, but it's good enough. Let's do the same thing with a few other ones. So let's say 1. And I'm pretty much just going to do that for the rest of these, so I'll skip ahead so you don't have to watch all that. Alright, so I just repeated those steps. So now I should have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, decimal plus minus, and let's just try it out. So I can click whatever I want, and it doesn't even make any sense, but you know, it just appends it as we were hoping. Clear does not work, and equals does not work. So let's work on clear first. So kind of do the same thing, double click on it. It should bring you to button clear, and what I want to do is say text result.text, and I just want it to be blank, right? So now when I run this, same thing, still can click whatever I want, clear it, now it just clears it out. Then equals, this is going to be a little bit trickier, but I'm going to keep it simple. So this is going to be kind of a dumb calculator, and I'm only going to allow one number and then an operator and then another number. So I'm just going to keep it simple for now. You guys can expand on this, but yeah, for now I'll just do that. So let's assume that whenever we hit equals, we'll have a number, an operator, and then a number. Alright, so when we click on the equal button, we should have those 3 characters. The first one being a number, an integer. The next character being the operator plus or minus, the next character being another integer. So I'm just going to declare 3 of them. I'm going to just call it chi1 for the first integer, another character chop for the operator, another character chi2 for the last one. And then I need to store these. So I need to pull them out of text result.text. And in C#, the way to pull a character out of a text string, this is one way, and C# is a 0-based language, so what that means is the first character is actually mapped to the 0 position in this text. So the first character, 0 position, and then that will get stored into that variable. Chop, same thing. I'm going to do it again. This time I want the character that's at the 1 position, so the next character. And then I'm going to do the same thing again, this time with the next character. And then once I have all 3 of those characters, I'm going to convert the first character and the third character to be integers. So the first integer, next integer, and the operator will just leave as a plus or minus for now as a character. So I'll take I1 is equal to int.parse, and this is one way just to convert this character to an integer. So chi1, and parse only allows for a string, so I have to say .toString, and then yeah, so this character gets converted to a string, then it gets converted or parsed, the string gets parsed to an integer, that integer gets stored into I1. I know that's a little confusing, but just trust me, I guess. Int.parse, do the same thing. And so now we should have I1 and I2, so our first and second number, and then our operator is a character. So now what we want to do is an if statement, and I'm just going to say if that operator equals, and if I have a single equal sign, it means I'm assigning something. So 2 equals means I'm comparing them. So I'm saying if chop is equal to a plus, then I'm going to do something. So if this is true, then run this code, else. So if this is not true, I'm going to want to run some other code. And I'll say else if chop is equal to that minus sign. Alright, so if it is a plus, what we want to do is we want to add those 2 together. So we want to say text result.text is assigned to, I'm going to put these in parentheses for now because I know that I'm going to have to convert them in a second, plus I2. And then .toString, so I need to convert it to a string. I'm going to do the same thing for the minus, but a minus instead. And I'm just going to put a breakpoint. Let's put a breakpoint here. So in order to put a breakpoint, you just have to click anywhere along the sidewall, and what that means is that when I run this code, it's going to actually stop running the software as soon as it hits this, and you can kind of look at stuff at that point in time. So let's say 5 plus 1 equals, and you can see that the code stopped. Now I can see that the operator is a plus. I can look at I1, I1 is 5, I2 is 1, the operator is a plus, I already said that, and now we can actually step over. So this button up here is also step into, which we won't get into right now. But yeah, so you can just keep running it. We can just say continue if we want to continue. Pretty sure this will work, so let's just click on continue, and now we can see that the result is 6. Let's clear it. Let's do 1 minus 5 equals, we got -4. 2 plus 3 equals 5. So yeah, I think that'll be it for today. If you have any comments, questions, whatever, write it down in the comments section below. And yeah, if you like this video, please like, subscribe, share, comment, give ideas for future videos, and so on and so forth. Thanks for watching.